All right, here we are, another day. Welcome. Market's going to be open in 3 minutes here. And I wanted to do a new strategy this week. I'm trying out with a small amount of money, $400. And because last week what happened was I had 4 great days, Monday to Thursday, made a profit every day, like 15% profit, trading options every day. And then I gave it all back on one trade on Friday. I went in on the break of the pre-market range. That's what I do every day. And it got faked out. So I went in right here. And then by the time I got out right here, that was at a 2% loss on the stock. So for options, it was about a 50% loss. So in order to avoid that ever happening again, I've changed the strategy where I have profit to loss ratio. That makes more sense because what was happening before was I was winning almost every day, so my stops were set pretty low. But because it's options, especially if you're trading stocks, the past strategy might have worked better. But for options, it really doesn't make sense to have a stop loss that wide. So here we're going to set our range. This I usually look at 2.5 hours before the market opens. I'm going to set it up here. Looks like the market just opened. I'm going to set one down here. Another thing I'm doing is setting them a little bit above and below, so they're not like super tight on the range, allow for some fake outs. So looking at the contracts for puts, I usually buy one out of the money, and I only have, definitely not 50, enough money to buy about 6 contracts. So looking at the calls, they're pretty expensive right now. I'm going to go 2 out of the money. Might have enough for 8 contracts there. Now it looks like it might break to the downside, which is kind of what's expected with Rivian right now. It's been doing really poorly. You can see it just popped. Looks like the alert didn't even go off. Okay, there it goes. I'm gonna give it a second, wait for a fake out. I'm gonna go one more out of the money here. And submit. Okay, let's see. All right, so we got it at 0.46, obviously not the best price. And we are shorting. Okay, so thinking about the loss here first, at about 1%. Above this line, I'm going to set an alert. That would be where I would cut losses. And then in terms of profits, let's look at all the way back in August is when we were at these levels. So I'm going to set this at also 1%. This would be the first place that I would take profits. The second place would be about down here for a 2.5% gain on the stock. So in options, that's going to be much higher. So we got in with $360 at 0.46. It's currently sitting at 0.45, but the spread is pretty big here. It's kind of undecided. Okay, you can see it's pretty close to the stop, so I'd be looking to get out of this trade. 8 contracts. Okay, I think it's getting close to time to get out of this trade at a loss. Okay, I'm going to get out here. Filled. Got out at 0.35. Took a $90 loss there. Okay, so what I'm looking at now is, again, the break of this range. Okay, if we're looking to go long, the 21 calls, 6 contracts, and I'd be looking to get in on the break here of the 200 SMA, and also it would be the break of the range. This is an indicator that I really like, that I've been messing with. It's called the Whole Suite by In Silico. Looks like it just turned green right now. I'm going to get in here. Going long on Rivian. Looks like I got filled at 0.48. Okay, right here you have this potential resistance on the pre-market range. So I'm going to set the alert right there. That's about a 1% gain. And then this would be, so again, this is not the best place to get stopped out on. This would actually be where I want to set it because it's below this swing. So I'm going to set it right here as this would be like I take my full loss, and then right here I would sell some of my position at a loss right here on this level. And then my next profit target would be right here in this old resistance. Alright, looks like we have a bit of a rise here. Got in at 0.48, it's at 0.52. Okay, now 0.53, that's a 10% gain. So I'd be looking to get out at around 0.58 with full contracts leaving 2. Yeah, it's just kind of undecided today, back down at where I bought it at. Okay, so I'm going to stop the stream right now and then pick it back up before I do anything. Just an update here. We're looking back up to see if we can break this high. You can see it dip down. Now it's back up. It's very close to my profit level here, 0.58. I'm going to set an order to sell 4 contracts. And that would be selling 4.58. Order is placed. Currently the ask is at 0.57. So the 0.58 at 0.56, it's about a 17% gain. So that's going to be somewhere around 20% gain if it hits my first profit target. So RSI is pretty high over here. It is at the resistance. So waiting to get this extra tiny little pop might not be the smartest idea right now. But right now the ask is at 0.58. We'll see if it hits. If you look over here, the bid and the ask, really to get filled, this would have to hit 0.59, which it just did. And I've gotten filled. Let's see, placed, filled at 0.58. Okay, so now we have 2 contracts left. Let me mark that I sold here. The next profit target is going to be for 1 contract right up here. So I'm going to set an alert up here. Just drag that one over. And then what I want to do is I want to protect the remaining balance here. So I'm going to set a stop loss. So in options, they kind of make it tricky. So basically we want to pull this down and do a stop limit order for 2 shares that we have remaining. And then you set the limit price and the stop price. So the limit price, if I want to do a stop loss, it's where I bought it at 0.48. And then the stop price has got to be a little bit above that at 0.50. So if the current price is at 0.60 now, if it hits 0.50, then this sale gets triggered and it'll get filled at probably 0.48 or 0.49. So that way now I know it's a green trade and you can just watch it stress-free. About to hit my next profit target. It just hit right now. Because I already have an order set, I got to cancel that first. This is the downside of using Robinhood. It's 2 contracts now. 1.64, review, submit. Okay, and let's check the order history. Okay, we got filled for one contract, sold at 0.64. So now we have one contract left, and this is like a runner. I'm going to go for kind of the big win. So the next kind of major potential resistance is up here. This old support looks like it bounced here, bounced near here, and then it broke right here. Let's again set our stop limit order to protect this last share. It's only $60, but still the limit price is what we bought at. And the stop price, again, 0.50. I'll check back in when something happens over here. We're at, it's like a 65% gain here, 0.79. So I'm thinking just selling this runner. Let's see, it's 0.80 on the ask. I'm going to try to get out at 0.80 for the last contract. Got the order right here. Looks like it just got filled in the ask. I'm actually surprised it got filled that easily. Okay, you know what just happened? I just bought at 0.80 instead of selling. So that was my bad. It was on buy. Now we have two contracts. I'm going to try to get out 0.81. So that was a pretty bad mistake, I would say. You can kind of get in trouble making those mistakes, but that's why you really got to pay attention to what you're doing and focus. Don't be multitasking. Okay, so we got filled at 0.81. So overall, we made a couple dollars today because we had that big loss in the morning and then we had this big win. So this morning, looking back at it now, this break right here, I should have got into the trade sooner. My first profit target is around 1% gain. So this would have been the gain right here. And once I reach this level, then I sell about 70% of the position, and then I set my limit sell to where I bought at, which is the stop loss. But I got in super late down here because I'm always trying to, give it some time, watch out for the false breakouts, but I gave it way too much time. And then over here, I actually just followed the plan exactly, and it worked out. Got in right here, had my first profit target right here at 1%, another one right here at 1.7%, and then another one right here at 3%. I'll see you tomorrow.